Hi everyone! In this video, I'm going to tell you about 3 things no one tells you about buying a home in Italy. These are 3 hidden traps that are often overlooked, but can end up costing you thousands of euros. So, knowing them is essential to protect your investment. Let's dive in! First point. Some Italian homes have construction discrepancies. When I say discrepancies, I'm talking about any situation where the real physical condition of the property doesn't match what's officially recorded in the 𝗦𝗨𝗣𝗣𝗡𝗟, which in Italy is the official floor plan filled with the public land registry and one of the key documents in any real estate transaction. This floor plan visually represents the layout of the property, and it is used to verify that the home's current condition matches the official records. Unfortunately, discrepancies are quite common, especially in older buildings that have gone through years of renovations and tweaks. Here are a few examples of typical irregularities. The plan shows a wall separating 2 rooms, but it's been removed to create an open space. A storage room was turned into a bathroom, but the change isn't on the plan. A new door was added between 2 rooms, without official updates. A window was moved, or a staircase was changed in shape or size, but the plan wasn't updated. Or a balcony was enclosed with glass or masonry, but the alteration isn't recorded. Sometimes these irregularities are minor or moderate, like the ones I just mentioned. But in other cases, there are serious violations, like when the owner increased the home's surface area without getting the required municipal permits. So, what happens if you buy a house with building irregularities? Well, you become legally responsible, even if you didn't create the issue. Once you buy the home, the responsibility is yours, not the seller's anymore. This means that if authorities perform a check, you could face fines and be required to correct the issue, or, in severe cases, even receive a demolition order. That's why every irregularity must be resolved before the final deed of sale. Always. This is the seller's responsibility, not yours, and all related costs must be covered by them. My advice: always ask for the 𝗦𝗨𝗣𝗣𝗡𝗟 before making an offer, and compare it carefully to the actual state of the home. If you find discrepancies, the seller is required to fix them before closing. If possible, have a trusted professional like an architect examine the situation, so you can understand the severity of the issue. Second point, watch out for properties with restrictions. Because of Italy's incredible cultural, historical, and natural heritage, some properties are subject to landscape, environmental, historical, or urban planning restrictions. These kinds of properties are often found in historic city centers, coastal areas and islands, hillsides, rural zones, mountains, or near national parks. Many period villas and old farmhouses also fall in this category. These restrictions are imposed by the state or other authorities and apply when you want to renovate or change the appearance of the home. For example, in some areas, you can only use specific paint colors for the exterior to preserve the visual harmony of the place. Elsewhere, only minimal changes to the interior are allowed, and owners might be required to use certain materials or finishes approved by the local heritage office. In many cases, even small changes, like replacing a window or painting the facade, require special permits, and approval from local authorities can take months. Renovating or modifying a restricted property often means higher costs too. More detailed plans, specific materials, and often specialized labor. So, buying a restricted property means limitations, added responsibility, higher expenses, and more red tape. That's why, before signing any offer, ask the owner or real estate agent if there are any restrictions on the property, and exactly what those restrictions are. Third point, carefully check the condo fees. This applies to any property that's part of a condominium or residential complex, where owners share common spaces and services. Condo fees, which are split among owners, may include electricity and cleaning of common areas, elevator maintenance, doorman service, routine and extraordinary building maintenance, condominium insurance, and other shared expenses. If you're interested in a condo property, there are two crucial checks to make before submitting an offer. First, ask if any extraordinary expenses have already been approved. All extraordinary expenses approved before the sale are the responsibility of the previous owner, not yours. So, if those expenses haven't been paid by the time you buy the property, the condo administrator can't ask you to cover them. Instead, they'll have to issue a formal payment order against the formal owner. Second, make sure the seller has no unpaid condo fees. According to Italian law, a new owner becomes liable for any unpaid ordinary condo fees from the previous 2 years. That means the building administrator can legally demand payment from the new owner, even if the debt belonged to the seller. To avoid surprises, ask the seller to provide a written statement from the condo administrator confirming that there are no outstanding ordinary fees. This simple step could save you from unexpected costs after the purchase. To recap, those are the 3 key things to watch out for when buying a home in Italy. But actually, there is one more. Bonus tip: buying a home for €1 is almost a myth. As you may have heard, some small towns in Italy offer homes for just €1 in an effort to fight depopulation, restore abandoned buildings, and revive the local economy. The program began in 2008 and immediately attracted global attention. After all, buying a house in a beautiful Italian village for just €1 sounds like a dream. But the truth is, it only works for a very small group of people. While the purchase price is just €1, the process is usually too complex and demanding for most buyers. The most important rule: you must renovate the property, usually within 1 to 3 years, depending on the town. If you miss the deadline, you lose the house and everything you spent on it. 1 to 3 years might sound like plenty of time, but we're talking about buildings in very poor condition, often with serious structural, plumbing, or other issues. And with these kind of renovations, unexpected problems are almost granted. Hidden issues tend to pop up during the work, leading to much higher costs and longer delays, sometimes months. It's a high-risk, complex investment, and most people walk away after reading the full terms and conditions. So, in the end, the €1 Home Initiative is for few people who have the resources and the willingness to take on big risks. For everyone else, a traditional purchase is usually a safer and less stressful choice. Let me know in the comments, were you already aware of these 3 points, or were they new to you? If you have questions or doubts, leave a comment below and check the video description for my full guide on buying a home in Italy. If you found this video helpful, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Ciao!